I've been in chronic pain for 1,522 days. My freshman year, I started experiencing chronic back pain. And I went to my doctor, and I was given the diagnosis, chronic pain disease. So even though I went to Mizzou to be a writer, at some point I realized that writing wasn't going to be my career. And that was really hard for me because I loved writing. I started experiencing more and more pain, and it was starting to affect my quality of life and my daily life. However, I wasn't getting a diagnosis besides chronic pain or scoliosis. Around that time, I had met my now husband, Gage, and we had gone on a family trip together. I had gone on a trip with his family, and it was a wonderful time. And 2 days into the vacation, he proposed to me, and it was just one of the most joyful experiences of my life. At the same time, on the road trip on the way home, my back started spasming very, very bad. I get an MRI, and I find out I have what's called degenerative disc disease, which basically just means one of my discs is bulging. To cope, I tried everything: chiropractors, physical therapists, trigger injections, physiatrist, epidural steroid injections. Finally, it led to more and more pain, to which Gage and I both realized something had to be done. I couldn't live the rest of my life like this. So Gage and I were married on May 28th, 2010. A few days later, we went on our honeymoon, which was amazing. And we got back into town on a Sunday, and we really prayed about it, and we really thought that we were making the right decision. So I had a spinal fusion surgery. The surgery was a success. Everyone believed I would be able to move on to my life very quickly. However, around the 4-week mark, I was in incredible pain. I didn't feel any better. In fact, I was feeling way worse from the surgery. And I had already at least 1 to 2 follow-up appointments with my surgeon. And we thought that after maybe 2 months of this, maybe my body just needed a little bit extra time to recover. And I was doing everything that I was supposed to be doing, and I wasn't getting better. And in fact, every day was absolute torture for me. It hurt for me to get out of bed in the morning. It hurt. I couldn't dress myself. I think the hardest part was that everyone was waiting for me to get better, and I wasn't. And I was waiting to get better, and I wasn't. I was again diagnosed, and this time it was failed back syndrome. And I was told that I would be permanently physically disabled at the age of 32 years old. So unfortunately, no matter what I do, I'm always in pain. So when people ask me, what does it feel like? It's torture. I'm in pain right now. It hurts to sit. It moves, but it doesn't ever go away. Throughout all of these diagnoses, I was a Christian. And before each appointment, I would pray, or Gage and I would pray that, God would use this doctor to heal me. So when all of a sudden I was diagnosed as even worse, my relationship with Jesus got complicated. There was a short time when I don't think I was relying on Jesus, because I was going through a phase where, my miracle didn't happen. So now what? But it wasn't until about a year after that I started writing again. And I think it was really neat because God took this passion that I had ever since I was a kid in high school, and this gift that He had given me as a writer. And I found that instead of verbally explaining to my family and my friends what I was going through, I could send out an email and tell it to them. And it wasn't until I made the website about a year ago and really started putting these trials down that I started realizing that by my sharing my story, I was helping others. And I think it was at about that time I realized that God had never left me. He kind of let me wander off on my own and let me try all these things on my own. And He let me fail at them. And it wasn't until I was able to submit to him again and just to submit to my situation when I feel I was open to being used by God again. I calculated that I have been in pain for 1,522 days straight. It's not going away, and I don't know if it ever will go away. But the only thing that I know will get me through it is my faith. And I know that God has never left me through any of it, and I know He never will.